Hi everybody. Sunny Bonani, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining. Let me just do this and then we're going to talk about Uyajola 99. I think this was episode 20. Was it 22 and 23 that played last night? So this is going on there. So let me just do this. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Ntando Mdletshe, and on this channel siyasibuke ama-reality shows ethu ala eMzansi bese siza la sokhuluma ngawo lama shows, senze ama-reviews or ama-recaps bese siyaphinda futhi sikhuluma nga-any other issues avukayo uma ngabe lama shows sesiwabukile kwi-TV. Siyaphinda-ke futhi sikhulume ngama-celebrities kanye nama-YouTubers ethu ala eMzansi. Namhlanje sifuna ukukhuluma ngoYajola 99, sikhulume ngawo 99, okay? I want an interaction with you guys when it comes to Uyajola 99. Do you even like this show? Do you even like it when we review this show? Thank you so much, Zanele, for joining me. Hello, hello, hello. Did you watch the episode last night? What did you think about it? Was it a good one or a bad one? Hi, the Mafu Effect. Guys, please subscribe to Mafu Effect. She's got a channel, Cook some more with V. I just saw your video, V, that you've just posted too. I need to check out your videos today. You guys, I haven't watched Save with Andy. Thank you so much for joining me, Andy. I haven't seen your review of this Uyajola 99 today. Anyway, you guys, the first episode, so we're going to talk about the first episode and we're going to talk about the second episode. We're going to talk about what happened on this episode, Mrs. Kulumangama issues that we are having when it comes to Uyajola 99. Are we still enjoying this show? Is there even a point in Umoja Love still having this show on air? Is it time that we get a new host? I don't know. People would say go to Uyajola 99 will not be Uyajola 99 without a Chup. But I mean, sometimes we have to talk about these things. With the show not be better, maybe with a new host, okay? But there is something that happened last night that made me feel like he's under pressure of some sort when it comes to doing this show. We did see a little bit of that. Last night, ziyabuya kumoja love, ziyabuya guys, ziyabuya kumoja love. One thing about Umoja Love is that they tell South African stories. You know, they tell South African stories. We might not like the way that they tell the stories. They obviously have some things to fix, especially like when it comes to the abuse of human rights that we experience or we see when it comes to Umoja Love. But it's not like we can say that that channel doesn't contribute to the entertainment industry in terms of telling South African stories, because that's all that they are about. They tell us stories that we never even think they could be on TV. So I will give it. I will give that to them. But sometimes they don't take care of the people that they show on TV. Sometimes you feel like when people are on the show, at the end of the day, do they get the help that we feel that they need? If you feel like someone is in an abusive relationship, at some point, do you make sure that that person is safe before you guys leave with your cameras, and you've shot the show and all of that? And I think those are the issues that I'm having with Moja Love. But ziyabuya Moja Love for sure. Jessica M Sports, thank you so much for joining. Sawubona nawe. We are so happy to have you here. So on the first episode, guys, we have Usisi Orifilwe. Okay, I don't know if I should say Usisi. I didn't get her age. Orifilwe says Guti she has 2 kids. Obviously, guys, it's a typical cheating guy. Okay, when a person disappears for 4 days, I want to hear from you guys. What is the acceptable number of days that your partner can acceptably disappear and not contact? What how many days would you accept ukuthi umuntu disappear contact? So refilwe yena othi her partner disappears sometimes for like 4 days and he would not call or anything like that, so she is suspecting ukuthi something is going on. Also refilwe is not umuntu omncane, like maybe hey, maybe ula go-40 untanga yethu kanjena uyabona. But sometimes like impilo can make you look older. So if she's younger than 40, I wouldn't be surprised because she looks like someone who's troubled by this relationship. And guys, one thing ekukisanayo is a relation. Umjolo can kukisa you, you know. Umjolo can make isalukazi out of you. So I wouldn't be surprised if she's younger than 40, but I would put her there, maybe 40, 44, 45 kanji. And so then she does give that background of their relationship. Ukuthi, it's not going well right now, so she would like to find out ukuthi ene umkhwenyana wakhe akacheating na. Okay. Urefileke was prepared, was one of those girls that was prepared because she was wearing flat shoes, there was no weave, okay. And my ngene she was wearing it tights ngaphansi, because sleeves tights ngaphansi, and I'm like, yabona ku-refill. Refill is ready. I love abantu bakumoja la kwilokhu Uyajola 99 with ama-weave, umuntu egqoke ama-heel and earrings like this. How are you going to fight with these earrings? They're going to rip your ear off. She looked like she was prepared, and no weave, short hair, she's ready to fight. Okay, so usually now they do one thing they do. Uyajola 99 is that now they don't really spend a lot of time getting the background story. While they're getting the background story, they already know that the person is cheating, so they're rushing through the story. I don't like that about the show. I really would like for them to go back to getting the story of the person, more on the relationship, more on their life, and more on how the whole, I think, if the person is cheating, how that is going to affect them and the whole family. You guys, please like the stream. If you are joining us, just make sure that you like the stream before Nipume. Zanel Lenzama, Uti 40 Zuntang. Yeah. Hey, don't give out our age, Zanel. Don't tell the people, let them think we are young, okay? So then, um, and then it says, Job, guys, before I continue with the story, I don't know if you guys get this with Uyajola 99. I feel like he's one of those people, ongazuguti, he's a bully at work. There's been a number of times where he's speaking to Lamanta Basebenza, whether he's speaking to a private investigator or the crew. He seemed like he's very like bullish he has a bullish relationship with them. We have a bullish and Jana. He's not very kind when he's talking to them. He's usually shouting at them. If they do something that he doesn't like, it doesn't feel like it's a working relationship, like this is your colleague. It always feels like Ngati Yena, he's a boss, he looks down on them. I don't like the way that he talks to them. I don't like the way that he talks to the crew, the people that are helping him with the show, because I feel like everybody is just as important as him on the show. He wouldn't be able to find out if these people are cheating and be able to be security on the show, be able to be a cameraman, be the driver of the car and all of that. But I feel like he always speaks to them very disrespectfully. So I did make that note because Izolo, I was like, I've noticed this about Job is that a lot of the times he doesn't speak very respectful to other staff members. So I get the feeling of it. It's not very nice to work with him. Okay, so then she also says her boyfriend, mangithi boyfriend, guys, don't think a young like guy ubaba loyana ubaba womuzi njena, who is supposed to be at home with his wife and the kids and living a respectful life, but he's out there wilding. Okay, and sometimes he would be away from their home, and that's umuntu who likes gambling, so he would say that he's away gambling. But this particular time, I guess it's a weekend, he's supposed to be somewhere in Polokwane for Ilokuzane funeral. So my imagination was that Uboti said, let's say he says he's leaving for a funeral on Friday, and then he's coming back on Sunday. But instead of leaving for Polokwane on a Friday, he goes to his girlfriend's place, he sleeps there, and then on Saturday, he wakes up now with the girlfriend to go and gets and then catch the bus to Pulukwane. Okay, I think he had a solid plan, you guys. I mean, there was really a funeral. He just worked out the days in January. Instead of leaving on Saturday, I'm gonna leave on Friday, or instead of leaving on Friday, I'll leave on Thursday, spend a night with my girlfriend, and then really go to the funeral. So I think I honestly think that he tried, to treat respectfully, treat respectfully if there's anything like that. So obviously, Ochup they find out because this guy is not at the funeral because they asked the lady, where is he supposed to be? She says he's supposed to be in Pulugwane for the funeral. Okay. Guys, listen, tell me about Basa Jobek. Was that Park Station? Because I've been to Park Station, I've lived in Jobek, but I couldn't recognize a lot of the areas they were in Park Station. Maybe because they were outside where the buses are. I was trying to see what is this Park Station now. You know when you go to Park Station to book a bus, you go on the inside and then you wait inside, and then when the bus is ready, you just go out to the bus. You don't normally go and wait on the outside. So I felt like they were in that area, but I couldn't confirm because I didn't see anything that was written ukuthi bus Park Station. But I felt like there might have been a Park Station. But they were in that area where the buses are, about Greyhound, about Translax, about Bani, where. So they get there and they find Poti sitting with a girl, lovey-dovey with the girlfriend. Maybe they might be in like the same age with the wife, but the girlfriend looked younger because she looks like she's taking care of herself better than the wife is. And vele monga only wife, vele you are not dealing with the stress of this man, so you have time to take care of yourself. So it looked like that kind of a situation. I so they get it. The girl tries to run away, bam bam bam, and then the husband tries to run away, bam bam. But they won't give us surprise. What the hell is happening? We are just on. See, we're just going to the funeral. Okay. And then they try to fight. Obviously, the wife, guys. I understand. Obviously, if you want to think about it and you are using your brain, and you are not angry and you are not upset, there is no reason to be upset at a woman when your man is cheating. But if you are being realistic, when you find out that your man is cheating, you do get upset also with the person that they're cheating with. So I don't blame the woman when they get there and they hit another woman because usukudiniwe njena and unreasonable at that time. So that's exactly what the woman does. Sibo Nguban, thank you so much for joining. Sibo, all health with Jane. Thank you so much, Jane, for coming. So then, yeah, they're trying to fight. But Kona Manjalo, we realize, this is really a life or death situation because at that point, the wife is like, she can't breathe. I'm wondering, what's happening here? What's happening? Maybe uvukelo BP umama or hi ivukile. No, she takes out ilokhuzana. Isfutho, apparently she has asthma. So luckily she had isfutho sakhe, so she takes it. I'm like, hey bo, guys, I really feel like, okay, I understand that if your partner is cheating, of course you have to go and find out what's happening. But I feel like, guys, if you suffer from something like asthma and Uyajola 99, they're running around, you're going to be fighting, is it worth risking your life? What if the pump, you drop the pump in the car and then you're there? Because I don't think even Chup Chup knew what she had asthma. So what if you drop the pump there in the car and then you are there fighting for your man and then you're losing your breath and they don't know what's happening? I feel like, was it really worth it? And I started that risk. So she will keep on using the pump because obviously she can't risk losing her life. Okay. And then no baba lona, obviously bambambile, guys. I think the worst thing that you can do to somebody when they are angry at the situation is just to hold the person ningamdedeli ukuthi aye la ifuna ukuya khona. And ubefuna ukushaya ujubjub. For some reason, these men recently they always wanna hit ujubjub, but befuna nje ukumtrap. So now befuna ukushaya ujubjub. Since bebembambile ingalo zakhe zo-2, he felt like the only way he can hit ujubjub ukumkhahlela. At some point, Chuchu's like, no, guys, hold this man's feet, hold this man's leg. Mbambeni nyawo ke ngoba uyangikhahlela. Okay. Babuza ukuthi, what are you doing here? Even the wife is asking, ufunani lana? Because when afana ngabe you are at the funeral. The girlfriend says ukuthi, no, mina ufika izolo lona, kimina, and then ke salala sonke endlini, and then savuka today. We are ready to go to the funeral. He was taking a girlfriend to the funeral. I'm thinking, is it the family funeral, Lena? Where he is able to show up with the girlfriend when the wife when he is married. unkosikazi kwavele kwabe ngathi uvukelwa ilokhuzane azima kakhulu-ke lapho, okay? And then isifutho yet again. And then the girlfriend was like, I don't have a problem with you, but mina, I was just just gonna go to a funeral. At some point, I think she waited, and she just walked off from the whole situation. And obviously, the wife is complaining about the same thing. Ngiyakwashela, ngiyakayinela. Uba loyo ngihlala ngithi mina ngi-ayini, and then ngiyabona-ke manje, uyabona ukuthi le nto yenu yokuthi niya-ayina niyawasha at least umyekazi ayinele, so that you won't have, you will say at least mina, if it happens to me, I will just say ngiyawasha, yabo, ngiyawasha, ngiyapheka, ngiyaclean. Ngeke ngisho ukuthi ngiyawasha, ngiyapheka, ngiyaclean, ngiya-ayina. I won't have so much to complain about. But this woman is like, nyawasha, nya ayina, wena, why ungayi entombini zakho, eh? Kahle kahle, when men cheat, why don't they go to the girlfriends and ask them to, ayina for them? Okay. And then the guy, obviously, they have been holding him for so long, and he kept saying, guys, I just need to go to the funeral. I don't know, guys, if the bus was still there waiting for them or the bus just left them. Because obviously, if you are in that area, uzo tata ibasi, isuka at a certain time. They're not gonna wait for Chup Chup to leave before ibasi hub. So I don't know if the bus was still there. And then at some point, the guy asked for water. I'm like, yo, Jesus moment. Vele uJess naye wacela amanzi. I'm like, hey, but this guy is about to die. He's like, guys, I need water. Okay, they found water for him. Bamphuzisa bembambile. They didn't even give him ukuthi aziphuzele. Yo, imoja love. Hey, they push it honestly because they could have just let him go for that moment usaziphuzela amanzi. So they put the bottle on him. Waphuza. I'm sure nkathi ephuza warealize, hey, this is my moment to strike. Mayethi lo uyaqeda nje, the guy, the bouncer or security guy, wavele wamfela ngaye amanzi. Guys, I can deal with anything but not anything ephuma emlonyeni womuntu. So wamfela ngaye. Hi, I was like, this guy is in trouble because when someone does something like that, Uyajola, and they find a way ukuthi bampunish that guy. Yamkhumbula that one abamthela ngomchamo ngoba wabathela nabo ngamaconsi omchamo, and then bavele banikeza the girl ibhakede ukuthi amthele. Yeah, they do things like that. This particular one guys, I feel like they did something with his eyes. I feel like it's a possibility ukuthi bamspraying or something. Angazi noma bakhona yini ababukile this episode. Izolo, I feel like he kept on scratching his eyes, like something is in his eyes. I feel like they moved the cameras away. Maybe they did spray. What do they call it? Spray less babayo. Pepper spray him. I felt like it's a possibility they did pepper spray him. It felt like something happened to his eyes, but we didn't see what happened to his eyes. And it was like all of a sudden it kept scratching his eyes. I feel like after Efele, that guy in Amanzi, they might have. I'm not saying it happened for sure because we didn't see it. Because Umojalaf can be very sneaky, you guys. I feel like there's a possibility to go to spray painted, not spray painted. Pepper spray shame because besehlusha amehlo. Okay. Now, after bemnikile amanzi and he was bothered by his eyes, which I don't know what was happening with his eyes, Uchup finally asked, okay, fine, yeah, you've seen what was happening. The girlfriend had already left. They let her go. What do you want to do now? The guy wanted, she's like, just let me go to the funeral. I will talk to you when I come back. Okay. At some point, he wanted to apologize. And the woman is like, yeah, I'm listening. But then I guess it was just all too much. He couldn't say anything. And the woman was like, you know what? I've seen what I want to see. And I'm ready to go home. And I guess you could see Uchup was like, okay, we are done here. And they were ready to go home. Whether the guy still went to the funeral, I don't know. Honestly, if I was him, I would go to the funeral because at least like he will get a break from the wife. He's still at the funeral, the wife will calm down, maybe come back on the Sunday and they can still help. Do I think that woman is done? Because at some point she did say she's done with him and all that. I don't think so. I think she's gonna take him back for sure. She was talking about them having kids, and all that. Jenna, he's busy cheating here and all of that. So definitely, I don't think Uguti she's going to leave him. I think he's just coming back home. Anyway, you guys, I want to find out from you if you would actually go to Uyajola 99 if you felt that your partner was cheating. Would you ever go to Uyajola 99? We're gonna do the next episode right now. I had some issues with it, but we'll talk about it. Um Okay, let me read the comments. Uzanele thina asinasikhathi sibhizi bakithi. Nazi nezingane amahliphihlibhodo. Eyi ya nesibhizi kakhulu ne-YouTube nansi nayo. We women get angry and beat the other woman nje. Hayi vele we do. I don't wanna lie. Hayibo, why did she go while using the pump? Yo, she was risking. I felt like she was risking, she was risking. She was. Sibo drama. Yo, it was. There's always drama with Uyajola 99. Funeral was him entertaining. Umkhiphela khona. Yeah, I guess he was taking her out to the. I really think the funeral existed. He really wanted to get to the funeral. And then he says, "Boze bamkhiphele emngcwabeni." Hi everyone, what did I miss? You missed a lot, favor. Detective, the show is fake. Uh, I agree with you. Part of the show is fake. I think because even recently it came out that the guy last week that was exposed, he was paid for that. With Moja Love shows, there's always elements of fakeness in them. How they work around it, it's another. Because even on that last week's episode, I don't know if they went and did the episode and pulled the blankets, and then afterwards they were like, "Listen, we're gonna pay you this money so that we can show this on TV." Or they approached him prior to the whole thing and say, "We will pay you just to pull the blankets off you." Because when you look at the episode, the people really look like they are surprised that the Mojalaf people are there. So with Moja Love, guys, there's an element of fakeness. I agree with that for sure. Thank you so much for joining us, Detective. Cook some more with V says, I hope you didn't miss his bus. Pulugana is far. And and if you miss those long distance buses and then you book it's not like they give you 100% all of your money. To get on the next one, you have to add money. So so yeah, no, yeah, he wanted to go to that funeral. Anyway, now you guys, we're gonna do uGuy womlakala. Uguy womlakala. Yes, uGuy womlakala. They say ukuthi I don't know how true the story is, but they say ukuthi he was paid 7,000 rand for the episode. But I don't know whether he was paid 7,000 rand because they do get paid to appear on the episode, or they paid him for the fact that they exposed him like that so that he can keep quiet about it. He won't sue them or anything. I don't know. If that's the case, 7,000 was very little for that. But yeah, I don't know how true that story is. Anyway, you guys, the second story, it was unthabiseng ngusisi unthabiseng. Yo guys, yabona khona my relationships awu anyanisi, like onion. Like your relationship can be an onion. you know a relationship where you get to a point where every time somebody asks you about your relationship, you just cry. Or anytime a person asks you about your partner, you just cry. That's when your relationship is an onion, because onions, you cut it, you cry. No reason, you just cut the onion, you cry. This relationship is like that because this lady was just crying. She is tired. Even though I don't really understand you guys, when you feel like your relationship is taking so much from you and you're giving so much on it, but you're not getting anything back, and you are miserable, you feel like you're being abused, but you are still there. I don't get it, but it looks like that kind of a relationship. They've been together for over 10 years. They have a child together. They're married. Okay. She says the husband is very emotionally abusive, like we am tuga and all those types of things. And sounding at cheater when he's asked about it, it sounds like he doesn't even care. And he's asking about it. Yabona nje umphendula kabi, akamphethe kahle, you guys. Mind you, this woman is the one that sounds like she's a breadwinner. even the car that they have is hers, but he drives it. So he basically drives her car. I cheat her with her car. Imagine, imagine you guys. And while she's giving it background story, she gets really emotional. She's crying. Not uyabona manje ukuthi hayi la kushubile before they even begin. Okay, she says ukuthi she's very tired and she can hardly sleep. I feel like that woman might actually be going through something as serious as a depression because of this relationship. You know, when somebody is just trying to tell a story and they all they can do is just cry about this relationship. I feel like that. So she's crying, and then they finished the background, and I think she was supposed to go, and then they were supposed to come back again now the following day to get her to go and do the confrontation. But the PI calls and says, listen, this person is here right now at the girlfriend's house. The car is parked outside. Guess whose car it is? It's the girl, it's the wife's car. Yeah, I think it's like double the betrayal. It's the wife's car is parked outside. So Uchup is like, so are we doing it now or tomorrow? The guy's like, we might as well do it now because he's here right now. Okay, fine. They bring back the woman ke ukuthi kuyahanjwa ke manje. Kuyiwe empini, okay? So while they are on their way there, Uchup is trying to get some more information because he asked her about the accident. Was there an accident that your husband got into? She says, yes, she got into an accident and she went to see him in the hospital. My figure spelled that there was this girl that she met, that she didn't understand why the girl was there, what the relation with him was, and it looked like they were in the same car accident with her husband. She didn't understand that. Okay. Apparently, Jub or the private investigators that find out to this guy. Angazi noma isesibhedlela na. I don't know whether he did that at the hospital or with road accident fund. Ukuthi he wrote the girlfriend as the next of kin. So basically, the person takes your car as the wife, drives to cheat on you, and has a car accident. And then when he's registering for road accident fund, he puts his girlfriend. If you think because you've seen things from men, he writes his girlfriend as the next of kin. So now it's like, okay, fine, bafika lapho la, it looked like some back rooms, anyana or whatever, or it was a room rented for the night or something. But ngathi selokishini anyana yabona, township, you know, the car valley is there outside. How they get there, gulugudu, bafika bangqongqoza ke. Angazi ukuthi bathini, I didn't hear ukuthi bathini to convince them to open the door, because obviously if you are in that place, you are cheating, you're going to be suspicious if people are knocking at the door ukuthi obala bafunani la, you know. So gulugudu, angazi guys, honestly abantu abathi ulokhuzana uyajola nani is fake, I understand, because every episode now that they do, everyone is found in bed. I mean, you might be cheating, guys, but sometimes you're not really in bed with somebody. But recently, they make sure they find people in bed, naked in bed. So I understand people that are saying this whole thing is just fake. Because why is it that every time they always catch people in bed, and it looks like next week it's going to be the same issue, according to the previews. So they find them in bed. Obviously, the girl of Wangasha, because I guess she's surprised. You know, like when if somebody walks in the room and you are not dressed, the first thing you think about is where are my clothes? But I think she was so shocked that she didn't even think about that. She didn't think, hi, you know. She goes stands there by the, you know, I have a friend of mine who always says, you must always wear ibra emesha and I'm like, and you have too much time. I always say to her, when you have too much time, you mean to tell me that when you are going to work in the morning, you know? Now I see what she was saying. Now I can see, because that lady was standing there with a bra that looked different from me, and it looked weird. And I'm like, oh, so these are the kinds of situation that needs a bra that matches. That matches the bed. That lady really needed a bra that matches the bed, but it didn't. Something was red, something was brown. I don't know. Something was black. It just wasn't going together. So umajalavuke as it does, because honestly, there is no reason to show us like umuntu engagqokile, like that woman not dressed. There's no reason for it whatsoever. We don't need to see that woman in her panties and her bra. They could have just, redirected the camera kancane while she's getting her clothes and then come back, but they don't do that. They want to show us, which they showed us, and then after a while, they give her the blanket to get to put around her. The guy was not, at some point, the guy was already dressed. So I don't know whether Vele and he was in bed dressed or what. Kusho ukuthi nje, they were still getting on the they were still getting busy. So, anything, the guy, at first, the guy was insisting that they must go outside because this is not his place, which made me think, oh, it's one of those rooms you pay for maybe the night or something. And it felt like they're going to cause, and chaos or whatever. Chup Chup is like, no, we're not going anywhere. And let's stay here. Okay. Now the girl is saying ukuthi uyena imoto yakhe lena okuchithwa ngaye, uyena owenzani ekhaya, uyamstressa this guy, and at some point she's crying. Honestly, guys, there are relationships where you feel like this person should not be in this relationship, but they are still in that relationship. That's what I did not understand. Even when they knocked and they went in, I think she was the one that was crying and was saying, "Yeah, ngathi laba abathwasayo." Yeah, yeah, she was crying like that. I'm like, why are you crying for? This relationship has been over for a very long time. Okay. So the number two, the number two, which is the girlfriend, the one who's hard. This is the girl that I met at the hospital. Kusho ukuthi uyena lo that they were in an accident together, and then they asked him, vele uJubjub asked her ukuthi, okay, were you in the accident with him? She says yes. So the girl is like, yeah, I mean, I knew Vele he was married. He told me he was married from the beginning. He told me he has a child, but I said, mina ukuthi hayi asibone ngendlela sizobona nje ukuthi senze njani. And mina angimniki any problems, uyabona. Uye nje ongisokolisayo. Guys, the girlfriend said the wife is sokolising her. Athi uyangisokolisa nje, but mina angimsokolisi, yabo leyo nto. I understand njena ukuthi ulokhuzana ukhona. The guy was insisting ukuthi the girl must not speak a lot. Ngathi this girl knows a lot because bengafuni ukuthi a-reveal ama-secrets up. Okay, fine. So okay, they confirmed indaba ukuthi they met at the hospital, and nanokuthi they were in the same accident, and uyasho nalokuthi yeah, vele I did meet the wife at the hospital. Now the guy, because at the beginning, Vele, when she was crying, when she was getting emotional, the wife, she was saying, "What's this guy is very like emotionally abusive to her." But I did feel like there's a possibility that this guy is really like might be physically abusive as well, because she kept saying that she feels like she might lose her life in that relationship. Okay. So I was like, okay, is it being physically abusive? And then when we finally saw him, because for a long time, ubegobile, and then uJubjub is like, Aibo, umgogodla wakho unenkinga yini?" Because he kept doing like this because he didn't want people to see him, but eventually they saw him. So at the end, he makes a comment, Yoguti, when are you just digging your own grave with this thing that you're doing, saying that to the wife, Uti, you are just digging your own grave. Or even before that, guys, he says to the wife, when are you are a gold digger. I'm like, and what is a gold digger? Because you are the one that is using this woman's car to go and cheat on her. So what gold is this woman digging? But then let's say she says, when you're just digging your own grave, just accept it. Right now you are digging your own grave. Now Ujub says to the guy, which I think is one of the producers, so guys, what am I supposed to do now in this situation? I mean, we've got someone here who's basically promising to kill someone. Am I supposed to just continue doing the show? Okay. I think there, I mean, I felt like it's an indication go to Jub is feeling the pressure from people, because every time something happens on Uyajola 99, we blame Ujub. We talk about Ujub, we blame Ujub. But I think sometimes we forget to go to he's being directed, he's being instructed. He has bosses that give him instruction on how they want him to do the show. And if he's not doing it the way that they want him to do it, they will say, you know. So in that moment, in Rivilele law, I feel like Naya, he is under pressure to handle the show a certain way. And at points he feels like, what am I supposed to, if I've got a man here promising to kill a woman, because if you say someone is digging their own grave, what's going to happen in that grave? They will be buried in that grave. So basically, you've got a man here that is threatening to kill a woman. What am I supposed to do with that? You know, am I supposed to just continue doing the show? So then the producer or whoever it was says, you know, I just wrap up the show. So Chup Chup says to the woman, listen, if after this you need like for us to seek you some kind of help or you need to be protected and all of that, we will do that. And then he says to the guy, I think he was just threatening, which, you know, if I ever find out that you did something to this woman and you are arrested, I've got connections in prison and can make your life very miserable. I don't think Otu Chup has that much influence in prison. Do you guys think he does? Do you think Otu Chup has that much influence in prison now that he is out? He can command people to do things to you in prison. I don't think so. I don't think that he was a boss in prison. What do you guys think? I don't think he was a boss in prison like he wants people to think. But I understood his frustration, you guys, because at the end of the day, if he handles the show the way that Umoja wants him to handle the show, because it's all about drama, and then they leave it like that, and something happens to that woman, we will be talking about Jup Jup. Because you cannot talk about Uyajola Nanan without talking about Ujup Jup. So for things like that, Vele, he does get a lot of ilokuzani blame. I feel like that woman's life is not safe, but at the same time, there isn't a lot that you can do with somebody when they can see that the relationship is not working, but they are still staying, they are still in that relationship. What can you do for them? Okay. But one thing that she says, the wife was that, you know what, if I die to the girlfriend, if I die, you must just know with now Zofaveli. Which really is true. If somebody's gonna kill their own wives, what makes you think that they won't kill you? You know, at some point they will kill you too. So walk out while you still have a chance to walk out because you are not married to this man. That man looked scary, you guys. He looked scary. He looked like, yeah, definitely he would kill somebody. You know, they look like definitely. I was even surprised to see that girl or that woman who is his wife is still like crying about that relationship, crying as if she still wants to be in that relationship because he looks like he's scary. Like if he says you're digging your own grave, he really means you're digging your own grave. But that was the episode for today, you guys. I don't know, you guys, if Lama canceling Abasubeba offer one, they really do happen afterwards, but I hope that they do because I feel like that woman needs some help. Just in itself, itokanyana with the counselor so she can get gain some self-confidence and realize what's no man, you know, I can still walk out of this relationship and I can still make something of my life. You know, I think she needs something like that. After when they are living and now they had to live with the car, imoto ayisadumi, but I think bagcine beyithathile, I think, and then bebekhipha-ke emabhetri, they were battery. Imoto seyenziwe i-storeroom, cabanga imoto yomuntu. Hayi guys, musana ukunikela kanjena. Musana ukunikela kangaka. Imoto yakho seyenziwe i-storeroom at you know, whatever. I don't know if it's a girlfriend's place or whatever it is that the place that they were in. Bebekhipha imfuhlumfuhlu nje zezinto emotweni yakhe the lady. Ah, shame. Lapho umuntu is cheating, you know. If it was your husband, very faithful maybe, but not someone who's behaving like that, but you give him the car and whatever. So they were trying to clean the car, take out some stuff from the car so that she could take her car. But I feel like that guy uzohamba yoyilanda imoto for sure. Anyway, you guys, let me just read a few comments. Confi says, hello, family. Hello, Confi. V says, some men don't deserve women. Yes, they don't. And you'll be surprised because those men are the men that women fight for some reason, you know, because those women were fighting for that man, the one who's promising to kill one of them. You know, I it's got like girlfriend as a next of kin, girlfriend as a next of kin. Hey, imagine if this guy basically dies and the road accident fund pays, and then the wife is going there to claim, and they're like, no, he didn't write you in here. Hey, he wrote someone else. I wonder what would happen. Load shedding, guys. I had load shedding between four. When was it? 4 to 6. So I was very lucky there. There is no way Jub Jub was a boss in prison. He's not a thug. He went to jail because of drug abuse. I feel the same, you guys. I think he was just desperate and he was looking for a way to threaten this guy. I really just, he doesn't give me the vibes Zoguti he really like was that, you know, tough in prison. He was just getting through the time. He was one of those that are studying and weren't going to church and whatever. I really don't think Uguti he was that he was a thug in prison. But anyway, you guys, those were the two episodes of Uyajola 99. Honestly, the idea of this show, you guys, is a great idea, I think. It's a reason why Cheaters in America has worked for so many seasons. The idea of catching people cheating it's always gonna get viewership. So I don't think that the idea of Uyajola 99 as the show is the bad idea. It's just the way that they do it, Uyajola 99. It has moved from caring about the people to let's just get as much drama as possible. I think for me, that is the issue that I'm having with the show. I want to see that they care about the people that are on the show, they care about what happened, especially to the women after they leave the relationship. They live with the cameras. What happens with the relationship? Are they safe afterwards? Do they offer them any help? That's what I would like to see more of. And it seems like they've moved to focus more on just drama. As long as we get drama, that's all. So yeah, I hope they improve the show. But hey, Umoja Love, I think they are all about making money. So if drama brings them Ilona Imali, that's what they're gonna do. Anyway, you guys, next week, like I said on the other video, sizobe sinabelungu on Moja Live. Sizobe iyangihlekisa ukuthi guys umjolo uyanyisana umjolo is not racist, okay? Umjolo is not racist. Unyisa everyone equally, equal distribution of suffering emjolweni. So everyone suffers emjolweni, and we're going to be seeing that next week. We're still going to be catching people in bed, like I said, because recently everyone is being they're catching them in bed. We're gonna see. I'm interested to see how they treat that case. I hope we don't see any special treatment just because they offer different race. But yeah, guys. Anyway, that's all that was on this week's episode, guys. Thank you so much, everybody that joined me in the comment section, even people that did not comment. Please make sure that you like the stream before Pumegiona. Also, share it if you can, and I will see you guys on Thursday after uthando nesithembu. Sengisho live ngizonibona Thursday, but ngizobe nginibona nje ngalawa amanye amavidiyo. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me. I appreciate it a lot. Bye.